Yep, 3 o'clock. All right, welcome to the LASA Board of Trustees or Directors Meeting, however they have it, December 8th, 2025. Let's bring this meeting to order at 3 p.m., please. Clerk Flintoff, could you call the roll?
Sure. Dorney, here. Brabant, absent. D'Angelo.
Here.
Harms, absent. Flintoff, here. Carrie.
Present.
Yeaple.
Present.
We have quorum.
Okay, time for adoption of the agenda. Are there any additions, changes, deletions?
I would just add H6 to add Joelle Foster as a signer to the Loch Alpine Sanitary Authority's bank account at Bank of Ann Arbor. It'll just make things easier since we're doing cash receiving, if both he and I have access to look at the account.
Bank of Ann Arbor as a signer or a,
They call it a signer.
okay. All right, and I do not have the resolution for the pay. I had a family crisis over the weekend and I could not get to it, so sorry. I will, thank you. I will be working with, or I'll create it for the next, and I'll have Matt Jane look over it before it's on the next agenda.
So did you want to take that item off?
No, we need to discuss it, because I think there's some things that we need to decide on, and then we can include that in the resolution. Okay, that's the only thing. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
I move the agenda as
As
amended.
amended.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Agenda is adopted. This is the time for members of the public to speak to the LASA board for up to 5 minutes on any matter. And we usually begin with anyone that's present. We have one person. Ted, you get to wait for your report. Kathleen, would you like to speak?
I would appreciate if you didn't say my name publicly that I'm here. If I want to speak, you will know it. Thank you.
Okay. Just personally talk anybody online, please.
Jolene.
If you'd like to speak on Zoom, please raise your Zoom hand. I see none.
Okay. On to approval of the minutes.
Under billing update,
Mm-hmm.
I remember it going slightly differently from what's described. Also, you used my comments to align under public comment.
What changes would you like? Are you under H4?
H4
Okay.
and K.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if this is pertinent at the time, but we have amended the, we have allowed adjustments for people who haven't had, who've had accidents with water, but it didn't go down the sewer. That's happened previously. And I sent it around a couple weeks ago from 2023. So that has happened.
What, and I appreciate that, and I think that's on the agenda for today.
Yes.
What, do you want me to change, either even generally, if not specifically, under H4,
Well, right.
Andrea?
Actually,
It's just, the minutes are supposed to kind of generally reflect
yeah,
the discussion. It's not the, end of the issue. So what,
well, I have something. It says board directed Michael to offer a payment plan without penalties. Actually, the board did not direct Michael to do that. It was Clerk Flintoff and Treasurer Yeaple. we just kind of had a discussion, but there was not a vote on that, for the payment plan.
Right, I don't remember a vote on that
And
either.
there's no vote reflected there. I always put a
Correct.
motion. If there's, I remember Michael asking, should I just offer a payment plan? And I think we generally said yes. But I can say it differently.
I mean,
Michael was going to,
If there's a suggestion, I'd be happy to hear it, but I don't want to spend a ton of time on minutes. We have a lot of work.
and Michael is available here. But if you don't want board directed, what words reflect the meeting more accurately, Andrea?
Members of the board,
Some members of the board.
Okay. And members of the board. That's fine. Some members of the board directed Michael to offer a payment plan without penalties.
right,
Okay.
So are we gonna need a vote today on that? I mean, I'm okay with offering a payment plan.
Just the minutes. We're
Just-
just
yeah, we're just-
reviewing the minutes.
So we're
at this
gonna,
Yeah.
point.
oh,
And then
Yeah.
we'll talk later on the.
okay, so that's.
I think
okay.
on
yeah.
H1.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect. Yeah, I'm good with whatever.
Yeah, that's fine. And then what would you like differently on?
how about we just make a pass on that? And, cause I just brought discussion up later on Thursday. And the operating minutes, so-
The operating, okay.
yeah,
So that'd be
the
like-
operating committee, I also brought it up there,
Oh,
so.
Okay, is there a motion to adopt to approve the minutes as amended?
I will move, please.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, consent agenda, payment of the bills.
There are no additional bills to be paid, but there is the prior check run report to be accepted.
And what is the date on the check run? Is it the same that's in the 11/11 to 11/24, or is there something that, okay, all right. That was in there, so I thought there was something additional.
And I will note, we are at about 2.5 times what we budgeted for legal fees on a line item. So I do want to flag that, but because we adopted the budget as a fund, it doesn't require a budget amendment. I thought it might, but it doesn't, but I do want to flag that for the body.
Okay.
And thanks to Barb for her work on AP and Ryan and Joelle for cash receiving. It's going really well. It's much better service for customers.
Is there a motion to approve the payment of the bills?
I make a motion to approve the payment of the bills.
Support.
Let's do a roll. Oh, you have something more
Yeah, sorry.
to accept?
Yeah, if you'd be so kind, we're required to accept the prior check run, so just the model motion.
To accept, I make
The prior-
the model motion to accept the prior check run
Oh, sure.
report for November 11th, 2025 through November 25th, 2025.
Okay, is there a
I second.
Okay, all right.
Reverse
enough.
order, why not?
All right,
Roll call vote, please. Let's, for the payment.
Dorney,
aye.
D'Angelo,
Aye.
Flintoff, aye. Carrie,
Aye.
Yeaple,
Aye.
motion adopted 5-0.
Okay, thank you. All right, on to reports. Discussion only, which, well, operations, Brandon Damon from F&B. Hi, Brandon. Can you hear us? Yeah.
I can, I apologize. I was doing a quick little search for some other items
Okay.
that I'll talk about. The first thing, we had an elevated hit on low-level mercury, which requires us to do a PMP, pollution minimization, that Ted and I've talked about. We have till, I think, end of January, 90 days, get that into them, which will involve essentially some collection system sampling twice a year, along with influent sampling, biosolids, which we do kind of do already, and continuing effluent monitoring as well. Um, so in my conversation with Eagle, there may be a violation, but it's not going to be. There's no monetary to it. They're going to send us a letter, possibly. I have not received anything at this point in time, but they're saying that 1.3 nanograms per liter is not a 12-month rolling average, kind of like the permit reads to me, but we'll cross that bridge and see what they send us. But we have to do the pollution minimization, which I know Ted's kind of got an idea what it's going to cost to do that for you as well. One of the things that happened, the raw building lighting, there's a dead short somewhere in the lights themselves. I threw together a quick price because we're going to have to rent a lift for the lift's like $310, and then we rough estimating the cost of labor without light bulbs. That's about $1,220 for us to do that because it is out of scope. And then I was just looking at light bulbs, about $32 to convert them from mercury vapor bulbs to LEDs. We would basically go to each light, take out the ballast, put these new light bulbs in. It'll be a cost savings over the long run to convert them. And during that process, we'll try to find that dead short to get the lights up and working. I'll get something a little more solid on how many bulbs we need because they're $32 a piece. So, what else is on my list here? We're also working on the Well House 2 pressure control pricing to get. I did find it was $210 for a little bladder tank to even the pressure out, and I don't think it'd be much more than $1,000 for us to put that in, get that all taken care of for you. But I'll get something together a little more firm on a price on that for you.
Have you gone to DTE and see if you could get a rebate for the LED bulbs?
I haven't got that far yet, Andrea. That is definitely an option, but I have not talked to DTE on that.
Or the elevated mercury levels, that wasn't due to some broken mercury bulbs, were they?
Not to my knowledge. Honestly, we went through like our sampling procedure. Everything we did was per the dirty hands, clean hands. We're going to take another one this month to see where we're at, but we don't know. We really don't know where it came from. I mean,
yeah, that happens. Pollution minimization plans aren't that hard though.
No. I think Ted's got like a 2-pager that we can use, so not too big of a deal. And I think that's really all I've got at this point.
Brandon,
Yes.
Clerk Flintoff has a question.
Yeah, so thanks, Brandon. A question about the low-level mercury. This is the first time, at least I remember, this coming up. Are there concerns at all for residents, or kind of how common, uncommon is this?
There is an ongoing program for the state of Michigan to reduce mercury levels, and it began basically before 2000, and it's ongoing.
It was put in your permit 3 years ago, and this is really the first real elevated level we've seen.
Okay.
Significantly elevated level.
Yeah.
We had one other time that was just above 1.3, and this time we had 17, but I mean, you have no dental users. Usually dentists was a big thing back in the day, because they did use mercury in the fillings back in the day. So,
There used to be mercury bearings, in most wastewater treatment
Oh.
plants,
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
and they all went away around 2001.
I wonder why.
The state noticed it.
Interesting. Hmm. Any other questions regarding mercury or LED lighting or comments? Okay. Brandon, the well house 2 pressure control?
like I said, I don't think, I mean, that's out of scope for us I can have our mechanical specialist come put that in. The pressure tank itself was like $210 for me to order it. It'll just be some time for us to plumb it in. So, like I said, I'm thinking a day, which would be probably less than $1,000 for us to do right around $1,000, do the whole thing.
Okay.
Probably we were gonna try to coordinate it and do the LED lights and that at the same time. That way everything's done. I only got to bring my mechanical specialist over for a little while. Save some money on that end for labor.
Okay, I'm assuming you'll give us some updates later on about that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? I know that you had sent an email regarding the phone number for. Did you say?
Alpine.org. I can change that.
Okay,
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of phone calls from residents about their bill, and it's nothing I can answer. So I usually pass them on to Michael.
Mhm.
But if we put the emergency line in there, which is an emergency line and non-emergency line, the operators at RTC who run the emergency line, if it's non-emergency, they'll send us an email and contact the operator directly instead of it going through me. So a little bit more cleaner that way.
and Michael, residents contact you regarding their bill, or is it usually email?
I get voicemails and then I follow up with those, or they can contact through the website contact.
Okay, all right. Andrea, you'll be able to
I can
update
change
that.
that.
Okay,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
On the LAIA
L-
website?
Yes, I can change it
Okay.
on the LEIA website.
Thank you.
All right, Ted. You're up, and you provided a handout for us.
Yes, I apologize for not doing it. It's on Thursday of last week, which is at the same time that the agenda was due. So what we did is we solicited 5 bids, or we solicited 5 companies for the well house 2 generator. We got 3 bids. The companies we solicited from were all companies that we've worked with in the past, so we tried to keep it an audience that we felt like we were comfortable with. So the low bidder was Innovative Energy Controls for $144,200. We feel kind of good that the bids are close. I mean, that's a pat on our own back. People are seeing the same thing, so I guess, based on those things, we recommend that this contract get awarded to Innovative Energy Controls for the amount of their bid. And this would get us the generator for well house 2, an additional VFD, and some cleanup of and some modernization of the existing electrical stuff. The line item budgets we had for the well house 2 generator and the water plant generator was $150,000. So this fits in with that. I mean, obviously we don't have the water plant generator included. However, the VFD and the modernization, I think, are really good things to replace that with. If that makes sense.
Any questions?
No.
No. Is there a motion to,
This is discussion only, isn't it?
well,
Put it on here.
yes, but
Should it be a motion?
It should be if we're gonna approve a
Yeah.
bid.
Okay.
so we could,
It's not on the agenda though, noted.
no, it's under
And that's
his,
okay.
under the report.
I'd make a motion to award the contract for the Well House 2 generator project to Innovative Energy Controls in the amount listed in their bid, $144,200.
Support.
Roll call vote, please.
Dorney,
Yes.
D'Angelo,
Sorry, yes.
Flintoff, yes, Carrie,
Yes.
Gable,
Yes.
motion adopted 5-0. Thank you so much for your work on this, Ted.
So the next thing, the GIS update, we have started working on the GIS. I'm not exactly sure where they are, but they're importing the data that we have already into the cloud. The next step is to get licensing for Loch Alpine, and I'll bring that up probably at the next meeting. So that part, then we can get, training and, training for anyone who's interested, a login for, it's gonna be one login for everybody, but that's what's happening. So that's coming soon. The water tower, those bids have been awarded already. They're still kind of getting their contract documents and bonds and insurances together. So that work is kind of isn't really going to happen until the spring, so there's no urgency with it, but that's just that process is happening.
Conversation? No? Okay, well, anything else?
The only other item I would mention is we have done some work on sewer cleaning and televising. I think we will probably, we got a quote from, is it Rogue, Brandon? Rogue?
Yes, Rogue.
It was a bit more advantageous, so once we kind of get that vetted out, I think we'll come back with that at the next meeting to move that forward. I think getting that done before June would allow us to do the next batch and after July. So maybe we can kind of double dip this summer to get 2 years worth done at once.
Yeah, I did put it on the agenda.
Oh, you did? I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, under
I missed it.
H2. No, it's okay, it's okay. I know
I breezed through it
there's,
real quick and I didn't see it, so
yeah, but it's important that, we
I didn't,
talk
I
about it.
apologize.
No, it's
That's my
fine.
bad for not paying attention.
All set?
Yes.
Michael? Hi. Michael Lessage.
I'm here. You there? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
It was very quiet. Yeah, everything's going fine. Just working on handing off some other minor details to Ryan and Joel. And other than that, billing's going to be happening at the end of this month. And things are pretty calm.
Okay, cool. Michael, I do have a question.
Yes.
Barb had pulled me aside before the meeting. So Cummins, they sent a strange, it wasn't an invoice, but it said, I don't know what it was, but I sent that over to her, but then also there was 2 invoices from the end of October, which anything that comes in goes to Barb, but
Right.
how does Cummins generally invoice us? I mean, is there a gap in between?
There's been some kind of a gap in with Cummins, and I tried to log into their site the other night. Actually, I've done it multiple times, and I'm having issues resetting the password. So I'll try again, and I will call them and get the My Cummins site access enabled, and I will pass it on to Barb.
Okay.
But for some reason, that one's been weird because we had one instance, we had a several $100 credit that was sitting there. We were getting past due notices for other invoices. So I had to actually call them and have them apply the credits to these other invoices. That was last year, but it's not been clean. But I will endeavor to make that handover easy. Get that in.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. I thought, because if I remember correctly, all the invoices that came to you went at when SIO took over, I thought everything had been sent over, but Cummins, for some reason, I don't know, it may be their billing system.
And it may be going to my, maybe going to my spam. I will check. I will see if, but I haven't seen any Cummins invoices directly. And sometimes Brandon will hand them over, but they are not perfect. So.
Okay. Just want to make sure they get paid. Yeah.
Yes, we will. We'll make sure we clean that up and actually get online access so we can keep the entire account straight.
Okay.
And Michael, there's a item voicemail account transition on your report.
Yes. And that is the voicemail that we've been using since June of 2023. And that is the primary phone number, 888-269-1059. That's where customers will call and leave a voicemail, and I will return the call to them.
And it's currently being billed to Woodhill. We want it billed to Loch Alpine?
Yes, it's been billed to Woodhill because we didn't have a credit card for Loch Alpine. Woodhill has been paying that through our credit card. So.
Thank you. I would support moving that over to
Yeah,
us.
Michael, I saw that the Bluehost charge came through for the website.
Okay.
Is the e-voice charge just not due yet?
I know I'm actually setting up a separate account for Loch Alpine because it's been under the Woodhill account.
Gotcha.
So I'm going through the permutations, making that happen. So actually, I'm working on it right now during the meeting.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And one thing I just did, and talked to Brandon about it, I've taken down the lead and copper voicemail line from 2023.
Okay.
We've had no calls on that in a very long time, but so I've taken that down, taken it off the website, and I've taken it off the invoice. So if anybody does want to call, they can still call the regular number and we can answer any question they have.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
And there's another later on in the agenda, the BSNA online. If you could just stick around for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Great, thanks. H1, possible action, accidental water usage sewer fee waiver. Andrea, you had requested that this be placed on the agenda. Would you like to
Yes.
speak to this?
I think that we should waive the sewer fees for this lady who had an accidental usage of water, but this is not gone to the sewer, and the sewer the wastewater treatment plant will be not damaged by not getting the money for, water that didn't go there. So, and I did find a case back in 2023 where we adjusted the bill in a similar case. So I think we should reduce the customer's bill this time for the sewer part of her bill.
So I went back, so
It was just a little, just so that's the thing attached, that meeting minute one.
Yes, that's what the meeting's for. That was the last time that, that happened.
And this is the bill that Michael described last time?
yeah. There was no name or anything, so I didn't. Yeah. Which is, I want to keep that private. Michael, I do have a question though. I went back to the last meeting to review this conversation, and you had stated, and maybe my math is wrong, but if they used, I can look at my own, if they used an average of, was it 12 to 15 units per quarter? Or month?
Somewhere in 15.
Yeah, and then they had 65 units, so that would be 50 units, and half of 50 is 25. And then how much is the sewer portion for the charge for sewer? It's different than water.
Yes.
So I don't know if I have it.
I'd have to look it up on the website.
What was the address of that customer? I'll look up the account right here.
Okay.
I didn't want
the
to
name.
include that.
What was their name of that hand?
Sorry, I'm going back to my,
We usually.
Sorry.
Oh, by address?
Usually,
Do you
it's
know
not
where
on
the-
here.
4675 Scotts Way.
All right. Riley, okay. And so our water rate is 529. Our sewer rate is 8835 divided by 15. I don't memorize all the rates, unfortunately. 589 for sewer usage.
It was
Yeah.
$5.89?
Per unit, yes, per 1,000 gallons.
Yeah, because I think the Loch Alpine website has a different, or that's where I found the 616, but
Loss of water? Loss of water should be accurate.
is it the Lassa water? It was last week when I looked it up.
I thought I had it right. If I don't have it right, I will change it.
No, I found that. Or did you send that? I'm sorry. Brandon.
You know what? Hold on. That was the earlier rate. We did do a rate increase. So
Oh, I think it was in the budget or what Woodhill had presented.
Yeah, I got it off the Woodhill.
Okay.
so I apologize. It's for 616 is the sewer rate now. I was using the
Okay.
the earlier rate, sorry. So 616 for sewer.
And I just realized there's a typo here. 1 unit is equivalent to 1,000 gallons, not 100 gallons.
Correct.
But then I have 616 for 1,000 gallons. So the 25 units times 616, I believe equals $154.
That's correct.
Yep. 154.
I make a motion to amend the sewer bill. So it does not include the sewer charges from the accidental use of water for 4675 Scotts Way.
I'll support.
Can I ask you a question, Michael? Sorry. Because if I'm guessing this is right, so it was 25,000 gallons of water, right? So, because that would be the
65.
sewer, right?
It was
So
actually
how-
65,000 gallons of water for the
Oof,
quote.
Okay. So how many units, I'm sorry, just, how many units do they normally use? Like a
15.
Oh,
It's
okay.
usually
They use
200 gallons a day is
65.
normal usage,
Okay,
if
okay.
if that's what
Yeah.
you're wondering.
Yeah, that was.
Do you see that bar graph? That's their
Oh, it must-
picture of that account's bill.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, okay.
so you can see
Thanks.
how
Thanks,
far
Ryan.
this went.
Yep, went into- okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good deal. Oh, okay, thanks.
So at 200 gallons a day, you'd be using a unit every
Every
5
5
days.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see her.
Yeah, like I said before, when we talked about this at the last meeting, I don't think it's unreasonable to consider, excluding the sewer. I was looking back, and thank you for the October 23 meeting. So I looked back at that one, and I think, so a couple thoughts. One is we don't have a policy, we need a policy, but recognize that. 2, we can look at what we've done precedent and rely on that, and then kind of look at conditions now. I'd say on the precedent, I went back and looked at the video because I was trying to jog my memory because I just couldn't remember until I looked at the video what the details were of that meeting. And in that case, it was a pipe joint break. The guy had paid his bill, been able to pay his bill, which is neither here nor there. But it was a pipe joint break. And apparently the water hadn't gone into the sewer in that same instance. So very similar. In that case, that was an accidental break. And I will say, and I appreciate, I say this with sympathy, having small children who do all sorts of things, but I don't know if I would put children turning on a faucet in the same category as accident, is one thought. I think we're all, for better and worse, responsible for that. Secondly, the proposed solution in this one was not to exempt the sewer bill, but to do an average of the sewer bills for the similar quarter over the past 3 years. So kind of an average sewer bill instead of exempting it altogether. The second aspect I want to say is about, I think with 2023 versus now, I'm also just mindful of, the fact that this board, we've spent a lot of time, learning about liability and responsibility to pay. And recently our insurance company found we were not liable for a much larger incident at another customer's home with Andrea Lukens. And so that makes me less inclined to step forward here. So those are my thoughts.
I disagree. I think that adjusting this bill is perfectly reasonable.
And I agree as well. I am a water and sewer customer and I understand how it works. And when you use water and like flushing a toilet, you're using the water and it goes down into the sewer system. So you're paying for the water system and the sewer system. And when water goes into, that's why there's sprinkler meters that are just for water. However, not everybody has it, and depending on how much they use, it may not be feasible to spend $400. So this portion only went into the grass. It didn't go into the sewer system. So there's no reason for that water or that portion to be charged to support the sewer system when it wasn't ever utilized. Now, of course, the water portion of it, definitely, the 15 units, that seems to be, the average, and especially the year before, which had to do, I'm assuming that they did something with their lawn. And so just, 50 units divided by 2, it's really not much, but I think it would go a long way, to help, especially when, as you know, have kids, and not just kids, but anybody else that, this is a one-time thing. It's not an abuse of the system. If it was, then we could say no, but.
It would be more relief though than we provided the person in October 2023.
But it's different as far as their units, because now we know the units here.
But in October 2023, and just to, put out there, if you're talking about fairness, it was the average sewer bill. And my understanding from that instance, that was also water that didn't go down the sewer.
Makes sense.
I'm just saying it's more generous than what was done in October 2023. Insofar as if you want to argue that these are, similar circumstances, it's more generous than what was done in 2023, where it was
The average.
the average of the sewer bill.
Would it be hard to figure that number out?
Michael had offered to do it on that October 2023 meeting the last time, to go back on the same quarter, for that period and look at the average. I don't know. It's just a consideration. What would be the argument for providing this person with more relief than we provided the person on October 2023 would be my question back to each of you.
Well, that comes back to, we should write a policy on this.
Sounds great.
But in the meantime, this lady owes us a bill.
Right, and she's on a payment plan. Which means no penalties.
Well, their average sewer bill would be already 14, 12, 12, 15, so it'd be 7, 6, 6, and 7.5.
Maybe we could defer to Michael to do
Yeah.
any calculation needed.
So this is a year, right? Yeah, October to October would be 1 year. I mean, how far back did this
3 years for the
3
same
years.
quarter.
For the same quarter, so the same October quarter.
It's an average over the 3 years, looking at so you look at three of those same quarters.
I'd be good with that.
Me too.
Michael?
Yes.
You could go back for 3 years for this person, this parcel,
Okay.
for the average sewer units, I guess.
For that particular quarter?
Yep,
Well, three years, right?
yeah, but that
Oh,
same
for that
quarter.
quarter, for that same quarter, okay.
So that the
yes.
seasonal use. would be-
Not going back the whole 3 years, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was 14 and 24. It's pretty simple here. 14 and 24, 10 in 23, and
Oh,
12 in 22. So 15 would be on the high end of that average. Your average-
36 divided by 3 is 12.
and then
Good job,
20
Ryan.
25, and 25 is 15. So you're saying the 3 years previous to this or including this?
The 3 years,
Prior.
Prior.
yeah, it was 15 for this cycle. A year ago, it was 14. Year before that, it was 10. And the year before that, it was 12. So 10, 12, 14, and 15. For the last 4 years at that quarter, that time period. Which is basically the summer. July through September.
I mean, I would support that rather than just an exclusion.
Yeah, me too. Seems fair with the other
Okay.
person.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so how many units would it be? The average? I'm sorry.
12.75,
Yeah, so rounding up would be 13.
correct.
So it's a whole number.
Okay, and 13, Ryan, you have, you seem to do this stuff in your head, 13 times 6, 16.
13 times 616. $80.08.
Yeah, and I think we should
I'm a little confused.
defer to Michael on the detail, on
Yeah,
the
no,
actual dollar amount, just in case we're making.
Yeah,
a
no, I'm,
mistake.
I'm, that was, no, the other one, no.
The other one.
The one who knows what they're doing.
The question I have is how many units are you suggesting or considering credit for? Is it, we have 65 they were billed for. Their average over the past 4 years has been about 13. If you're considering a number, well, it would be somewhere between 65 and 13. What?
Yeah, because if you took 65, which is what they were billed for, minus the 13 average, that leaves a credit of 52
Correct.
million units that would have to be applied.
Mhm.
So that I'm looking at for the number you're talking about. So 52 and 52 times 6.16 would be $320.32.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure what my bogey is. So
And Michael, I just want to confirm what you said last time, is there have been no penalties, correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Yes, they are a good
Yeah.
customer.
There haven't been any penalties. in
Not with
this.
this one, but there was, I think, with the other,
That was 2 years ago,
yeah.
and it was
One in
waived.
23.
Oh, got it. Okay, so the $320.33 is what you said?
$320.32.
32 cents.
So it'd be the actual water and the average sewer?
Yes.
Right.
So that is what their bill will be. Okay.
Their bill would be, they would be billed for 13 units of sewer? Is that what you're proposing, as opposed to 65?
Correct.
Right.
Okay, I can do that.
Do
Okay.
you want to read out a
So
motion
do
to?
Dorney and Carrie want to withdraw their motion and start again? Currently, we have a motion on the table to exclude the sewer charges for 4675 Scotts Way.
I withdraw that motion and substitute using an average of the prior 3 years for the sewer charge.
You support the withdrawal of the motion, Jillian?
Yes.
Do we need a second motion to approve it?
Just need-
Okay. Make a motion to approve, using the average, of the last 3 years for the sewer for, what is this address again?
4675 Scotts Way?
That's way. To amend the water bill. Is that correct?
Yeah, so to propose billing the actual water used and for sewer, the average of the last 3 years of this quarter
Yes.
for
Okay, that's much better
4675
said.
Scotts Way. No, it always takes a few iterations.
So there, what would be the amount, let's include the amount, I guess, that their bill would be, just to be clear. 320, the total would be 320.
My only, I would just, if we could just defer to Michael.
Yes,
On it, just in case. I
Yes.
just don't want to inadvertently
Okay.
make a
Give information
mathematical
out.
error
RTS,
here.
RTS and other elements that make this much more
Yeah.
difficult to do when you're not in front of the system. Ready to serve fees.
Is that
Oh,
sufficient
I see what you're
direction,
saying.
Michael?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, I can make, and I will run that by, I'll run that by somebody for a double check, but yes, that, I can make that happen.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Thanks, Michael.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you for direction.
You support?
Yes, I do. Are you satisfied with this
Yes.
motion? Okay, I support. Let's do a roll call vote, please.
Dorney,
Aye.
D'Angelo,
Aye.
Flintoff, aye. Carrie,
Aye.
Gable,
Aye.
motion adopted 5-0.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we're on to possible action 2026 sewer cleaning planning quote. I know you're excited. So a little background, of course, for the continuing maintenance of the sewer system, Brandon and Ted had created a plan with 2 quotes and a project map for the recommendations to the LASA board. So the map, I believe this is the correct map. Is that? So it'd be the highlighted yellow areas. Oh. To begin, is that Brandon and Ted? And then in 2027, the green circle or outline. And so we were kind of just talking about things, and if we plan this right and are able to do this, begin this project in the spring, and our budget is, season begins July 1st, that we would be able to approve for the next, and we do have 25,000 in our capital improvement plans, approved. And also the budget, that's where I was a little, that would come out of sewer, which, here it is. It's Jake. For me?
Is Jake with Woodhill?
Yes, he's the one that, yeah, I was trying to get the updated budget. At least I looked and I did send an email to Colleen asking if it was the correct budget, and I did not hear back.
I had also asked for that previously. Michael, could you follow up with that, please? I had asked Colleen for a copy of the budget.
It's in our GL.
Oh,
So what I
it's
wanted to
already
say
out. Okay.
is, just since we got the access to the LASA, BSNA,
Oh, yes.
so Ryan, Barb,
I will,
and I
I will pull
can
that.
run these reports now.
Oh, great. Could you provide an updated, this is
Yeah.
all I had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will do that.
This is what was in the
At time of
presentation,
adoption.
and we adopted it, so,
It
but
was adopted as is.
yes.
Yes.
So under sewer,
Make sure it's-
repair and maintenance, the recommended budget was 19,000. And I think that's where the sewer cleaning would fall. That's what I wanted to get some,
Which line, Jillian?
no, not that, the next. Yes. Sewer. Just repair and maintenance, that's the only thing I could see.
Hey, Julian,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yep.
the sewer cleaning was allocated as $25,000 a year, the CIP program.
Right,
So it wasn't part of the budget, it was part of the capital improvement. I think the sewer repairs and cleaning are more for isolated things, and like this, since it was like kind of a known cost that we wanted to do, we put it in the CIP.
okay, but where would the money be, or which fund?
So then it should also appear in one of the capital accounts, the 900 series. In our budget.
I guess, Ted, let me ask you a question here. You just said that you had provided the road quote, which is in here from November 20th. Is there some other documentation you're waiting on or no?
No.
Okay.
And it's not the same amount of footage between the two. They're not the same. But one's 350 and the other's, 175, which is much better quote.
That was what we're basing that
Right.
that on,
Okay.
was the price per foot basically versus
Right.
the overall.
Right. Okay, 1/7 of the system would be 8,393. Are we? I mean, how did 6,460 get picked?
If you look at that map, that was the first priority one
Priority
area,
one list,
and then
okay.
we just kind of added to it to.
Been there, okay.
Yeah, and the board had approved the 25,000 per year, so we have to stay within that. I mean, we can always amend it next year, I guess, but that was,
All right, okay, no, I just wanted to ask.
And we could add a few more feet to that
No, it's,
road quote, but they
Yeah.
run into a couple problems and they spend some time.
right, you wanna keep
Push
the
it.
area where you can work flush through. So, yeah, starting a new area without being able to flush through is not a good idea.
That was the thought process, yes.
Yeah.
So Ted, generally speaking, how did you come up with your recommended priorities? What factors went into that?
We sat down and basically reviewed the kind of the history of sewer cleaning, and that's what, so we're looking at the stuff that has the longest period since it's been cleaned.
Okay, and that would be the primary
Yeah.
risk
Well,
for,
it's the oldest stuff, right? So, some of the areas like where New Delhi is, or down here in Glen Devon, there are newer sewers anyway, so there's less risk there too. So we're kind of balancing those kind of facts in there too. We had the sewer map there's a sewer map that resides in the wastewater plant that the old operator had highlighted. And said, we did this in 2008, this in 2010, so we used that, the SAW program that we did in 2015 to kind of say, all right, this is probably the oldest stuff, or the stuff that's been the longest time since being cleaned.
The small amount of green down at the front of the plant, is that supposed to be there?
No, that's a latent thing.
Okay.
That is also a new piece of sewer there.
Right, okay, I was just,
That was put in the 90s, I think, early 90s, so.
okay, it just looked odd.
Yes.
And after we have the GIS system up and running, we can have, all the history and whatnot and be able to, it'll be easier than looking for maps. And, yeah.
so Ted, I'm trying to understand here, these two quotes would get us how far? Would it do all 5 priorities for FY 26 and 27?
No, just the 26 stuff,
Okay.
and maybe not all of the lower priorities. I don't have the numbers with me. It will for sure cover the area where they will kind of priority 1. And if we had additional funds, we would start kind of hitting those other priorities. In order, as what Andrea alluded to, like you want to make sure you push that to the interceptor so that it's out of the system.
So like 75,000 across the two for priority 1. Am I understanding it's
75,000.
these two together?
No, we have to choose one company or the other.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, there's there's a little bit of risk when you're doing the sewer cleaning that they have to do the heavy cleaning. And there's a $300 per hour charge of that heavy cleaning. We didn't want to fill up the 25,000 and leave nothing
Or heavy cleaning.
for contingency or anything like
Right.
that. So that's,
Yep.
I mean, and I obviously I missed this on the agenda. I haven't brought these numbers with me, so I just didn't do that.
We can discuss this further at the operations meeting.
Sure. And the next, we have some time.
Yeah, I got some time.
But it's important for us to continue working on the plan. And then next, in January, we'll be talking about the valve turning plan. And then whatever, as long as we keep up on it.
So is there agreement to refer this to operating and have it come back to the board when it's ready?
Sure. Okay, great. And that will be.
I think the takeaway from the 2 quotes is the road industrial services is $3.50 a foot of cleaning. And the M&K is $4.50 a foot for cleaning and televising. That's the takeaway.
Brandon, do you have anything to add
No, I don't think so.
at this point? Okay. Michael, do you have anything? No questions? Okay, all right. And this will be on the agenda for December 11th, which is Thursday already. Okay, possible action, biosolids removal quotes. Brandon, would you like to take this, please? This has been,
Yeah, so I talked with biotech after our last meeting. I talked with biotech. They won't waive the mobilization fee.
Okay.
And they added the new quote, they added the PFAS, which they missed. So, I mean, really the most logical is Nutrigrow, is sticking with Nutrigrow at this point. Because they'll be, I want to say it was like $4,000 for the mobilization fee. Yeah, about 4,500 every time. And that would be, you'd have to multiply that by 3, because we usually have 3 hauls a year.
They obviously think they have too much work.
Must be.
Yeah.
I would just flag in page 5, paragraph K, some typos. It references the city, it references the township. But those can be corrected. Are these generally the same contract terms that we've had before, Brandon?
Yeah, nothing's really changed.
So it's a 3-year contract.
Correct.
Okay. And the invoicing is weekly? I don't remember that ever to be true. No? Page
No.
5 payment terms?
Most haulers, basically charge you as soon as they haul.
Okay.
That's not, pretty normal. And it should only be 1 day it should be 1 day haul for you.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
it takes them 1 day and they're done.
Okay. I'm fine with that.
Sounds good.
so with Nutrigrow.
Make a motion that we approve Nutrigrow as the biosolids hauler for the next 3 years.
Support. Now let's do a roll call vote, please.
Dorney,
Aye.
D'Angelo,
Aye.
Flintoff, aye. Carrie,
Aye.
Gable,
Aye.
motion adopted 5-0.
Thank you, Brandon. I know that we've been talking about this for quite a while. We were waiting for the last haul.
Yep. So the only thing I'll need is the acceptance page. If you want to send that to me, I can get it over to Nutrigrow.
All right. Okay, possible action, 2026 LASA meeting schedule. So the operations committee, we did talk about it and we agreed on the 3rd. Or right, we're recommending the 3rd Monday of the month. However, that does not give us enough time in between the operations committee meetings and the board meetings for agendas, gathering agendas and whatnot. So I did move it to the 4th Monday. Yeah, 4th Monday of the month. So it's up to, well, I guess the board to agree or change whatever, but just keep in mind that the operations needs to be 2 weeks before the board.
So this proposal's for the board meetings?
Yes.
And what are you proposing for the operating?
We already have our schedule, and that was, Ryan?
So
I can go back to the minutes, give me a moment.
yeah,
It was the
I'm just saying, if this is the fourth Monday of the month, are you saying that the operating committee is
the
meeting
second
On the second
Thursday
Thursday of the
of the
month.
and that is sufficient time?
between, yes, if we
Okay.
accept this as the fourth Monday of the month.
Okay,
Yeah, now, of course, there's Memorial Day, and
So
we can,
move that one, yeah,
to-
to the 18th.
yeah, and here's the other thing, the board, we discussed that right now we're meeting monthly, but over time, it may be that we meet every other month or every third month, depending on how everything unfolds. So by the time we get to May, it may not even matter.
so okay, and do these not, did you double check if these conflict with any of our meeting dates, Jillian? Other committees, SIO committees?
There's none at 3 p.m.
Okay,
This will, sorry, this will be okay with, Webster, as far as our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday things. So. And again, nothing at 3. It's all evening.
and May 25th, would you all want to move that
To the 18th.
Sure.
to the 18th?
It'll be a little difficult with the agenda, though.
We can make it work for one.
Okay.
One.
And could somebody check November 23rd? I don't, oh, that's a Monday. It's probably the Monday before Thanksgiving. That should be fine.
That is the Monday before Thanksgiving.
Okay. It's just hard to, and it was worse with the third Monday because there's so many holidays. There's President's Day, there's all kinds of things that fell. So this worked out actually better.
And the only thing I want to look at real quick is the early voting. Just, let me just double check that. October 26th and July 27th.
Oh, right, the 9 days.
Or if Webster's available.
That's right, this room is for voting, right?
Mhm.
For early voting.
So so for July 27th, this room would not be available.
Okay.
Would Webster be available?
Well, it should be. Hopefully by then we will have 2, our main hall, and then we'll have our update or our upgrades, so we'll have 2 places to meet. I can't guarantee Zoom, but we're working on it.
We can set that up. We've done that for my
Okay.
roads advisory committee.
And we do have at least a portable TV we can roll into the other room if we have to.
And the same with October 26th. We wouldn't be able to use this room.
Okay.
Would that work for you?
It should.
Mike?
I will double check. I can't put words in Tony's mouth or she'll kill me. But again, it's the same thing. We're not gonna be using that particular room for elections. This next coming up year, we're gonna use the big room for all the elections. So
Oh,
it should be okay. We should have another room, I'm saying.
okay.
I'll make sure I'll double check with Tony.
Okay, and once you confirm, if we vote on this today, then I can publish it.
Yep.
We can cram into the little room,
Oh,
Or your little room.
the
Yeah.
conference, the conference
Are you
room.
allowed to go off-site? I mean, we're happy to host it too, if that's an amenable situation, so.
Yeah,
thank you.
Neil Garrell said, they held meetings at the wastewater treatment plant, but that'd be really cramped though.
Well, I'm fine meeting anywhere.
Okay, well,
A tentative, we could put a township at SIO and Webster's.
well, is there a motion to?
I will move to accept the 2026 LASA Board of Director meeting schedule with the change from May 25th to the 18th for May.
I would support and offer a friendly amendment to
Certainly May.
make the location for SIO Township Hall, with the exception of July 27th and October 26th, to be held at Webster Township Hall.
Thank you. I will totally accept that amendment.
You supported that?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Okay.
So 2026 meeting schedule is adopted. Okay, thank you. Right, possible action, LASA Board of Directors and Operations Committee members pay proposal. So I did speak with Clerk Brabant last week or 2 weeks ago. And this is the solution to this pay issue, the payroll issue. She said this is the cleanest and easiest way, that her suggestion was that the Scioto Township Board members be paid from Scioto, since we're already in the payroll here, and then the same with Webster. And the person that is not from either township board would be paid through the township where they reside, if that makes sense. Yes, it does. And then similar to, like election inspectors are paid, they're already in the system generally until they have to, you have new. But
And then LASA would reimburse.
yes. And we've already approved through the budget, the payroll or the pay amounts. And then, yes, so the tricky issue here is the past members who are owed. And again, we would just,
We just go through the minutes.
yes, and I believe I think I have everybody. Do you remember?
I do remember. I think that's covered, but that's all documented in the minutes. So if
Yeah.
it's not accurate, I think that can be handled. So this is basically kind of going back to the idea of an MOU.
Yeah, I think so. I think
So it would have to
What's
be.
an MOU?
or an
Memorandum
agree-
of understanding.
Okay.
Or, but it'd have to be an agreement between Webster, Scioto, and LASA. And I think, I guess I'm just wondering, when last we talked about this, we talked about the idea of maybe like ADP or something to just kind of directly contract so that we aren't dependent on the other townships. Or I guess if we want to kind of center this in the townships, then another idea is that the townships would pay people, to serve on LASA as we do, right? We don't pay people to serve on most of our committees, but sometimes for like ZBA or something. But this would still be LASA. I just think that we might, I guess we still have the same issues that we had before, just kind of like multiply complicated between getting Webster and Scioto and LASA boards to all agree to an agreement.
Well,
Because I know the services like IT, I'm gonna go to Webster on Tuesday to kind of clarify some information. Webster still hasn't blessed that plan yet. Which I don't think it'll be a barrier. But also the payroll administration of like Scioto taking on the, potential liability of doing payroll for another organization, that would still be present here.
well, I guess Tony did look into ADP, and it's $800 per payroll. That's just not.
That's not the
feasible.
quote I gave.
It's not the quote that was provided.
I provided a quote a few months ago.
I didn't see
Remember?
that.
Yeah.
I'm just going by the conversation I had with her. And please, no speaking from the audience,
Public.
yeah.
I'll go back and look. I did a ADP, whatever it was. I got a rough estimate. I think I'd included potential operating committee members, because they do it by number of people and number of payrolls. So I'll go back and find that quote and send it out. I think I was being conservative, so I included the operating committee members in case we changed our articles so that operating committee members could be paid. Our current articles allow the board to set compensation for board members, but not for non-board members.
And I did speak with Matt today, and I asked him about the operations members, and he said if the board approved that, then that would be fine.
Even though the articles
Yes.
are silent?
Mhm.
And is he basing it on because right now we're not in compliance with our articles, which is not bad. I'm just saying, we have people on the operating committee who aren't board members. And the articles anticipate just 3 board members constituting the operating committee.
We can
So,
clarify that with him.
so
I did find Clerk Flintoff's email from ADP with
It was
a
a while
quote. It
ago.
was September 11th. It was shared. It's $800 for the year.
Oh, for the
Envisioning
year, okay.
4 payrolls quarterly for 10 people. So
if it were really 7 people,
it might be a little less.
Could you email that, send that to the,
I can do
again,
that.
please?
and again, that was just like, hey, on the phone with ADP, kind of their initial quote. So, but 800 a year. I don't know.
She must have, yeah, it's like,
Maybe that's
Or
why
maybe she got
the
a
same
different
number,
quote,
but the right.
yeah, that's,
It seems, yeah, that sounds like it just seems like a miscommunication a
Mhm.
little bit. Especially when you get that same number in different, like, a month or the year.
And again, I didn't dig super deep. That was just a preliminary one to see if it was even in the ballpark for us.
yeah, so there's multiple, well, yeah, I guess we'll have to look into ATP.
And or other providers, I'm not,
I don't-
promoting,
You
No,
mentioned
no,
the DDA is paid? Or
No.
was paid?
ZBA, zoning.
ZBA.
zoning board of
the
appeals.
zoning board of appeals,
Planning
our
commission.
planning commission, and our board of review. Which committees in Webster are paid?
Almost all of them, weirdly not the board of review as far as I know, but we do have like the ZBA, the planning commission, actually weirdly enough, our road committee and anybody who handles money and recommendations and has to go wander around.
How about
So,
open space or PDR?
PDR, yes, just recently,
Mhm.
so, but not natural features, so most of them are.
Are they all paid the same? I mean, using the
Yes,
same
ours is
process?
like, yeah, we just kind of pick the same number for everybody. This
What
was my
about
first
for
budget, so.
source, the SIO side? Is everybody paid the same way?
No, it's, the same way, yes, the same amount, no. Most committees in SIO are not paid. And this is just historical. We've brought this up at our own budgeting processes every once in a while. So planning commission they do a ton of work. They meet twice a month. They get 100 a meeting. I think the chair and the secretary get a little more. I don't remember what ZBA and board of review are.
About
It's a little,
100.
maybe a little less.
more,
I think
a
the
little
board
more.
reviews 100.
So, and then do your trustees get a per meeting or are they just
No,
salaried?
They're salaried, so.
Okay,
but
yeah,
they-
so are ours.
Yes, but the ones that are on the other committees that aren't like required, they do get it too. So they're
okay.
treated like, or if they're
Same,
on. so
same
there's-
here.
Yeah, so, one's on the planning commission.
Yeah,
Jeff.
planning commission.
And they're employees of SIO
Or
and
Webster.
Webster respectively, by
Right,
law, yeah.
right.
Just
So-
like these are employees
Yeah, they're
of
different, yeah. 'cause-
LASA.
Okay.
But-
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, sure. I don't know if we, are people interested in the contractor or was there a reason?
I
Certainly not if it's cost prohibitive, but.
Right, that's what I think Tony's,
think
Concern.
that's what Tony's concern was.
Okay.
I think she thinks like, hey, I already do it for other things, I can do it for this too.
Totally.
And she did, if she did think it was 800 a month, that's probably why
Mhm.
I can see that. So,
I mean, you'd have to have a lot of employees. I have another payroll processor other than ADP. I have 15 private employees, 15 private employees. My fee's like 200 a month. And that includes like benefits management, a whole bunch of
The
other
whole
things.
thing. yeah.
When the quarterly 941s and.
Yeah, yep,
Ryan, which company is that? Maybe
that's
we-
Gusto, there's Paychecks, there's about like 15 companies that do this sort of stuff.
Okay.
I wanna remember, it's been a long time, but I thought the library used ADP. It sounds so familiar, but it's been a long time.
All right, well, I guess that's the first step is to look into this.
But yes, I mean, I do not think from any of our perspective as Webster, that we're not averse to a contractor if that works out and makes it less stressful. Or, you know what I mean, right?
Well, I think, you know, when we actually drilled down into it, like actually, and I appreciate that it, for Tony, you know, and Tony's willingness and that it feels easy for Tony. I think when we looked into it more, it was about the liability and the having the two different entities. What was different about, you know, something like a subcomponent unit like the DDA is it's a subcomponent unit,
Yeah.
like it's actually,
Yep.
you know.
Well, I get it.
So when it comes to payroll and things, it's a little different.
Yeah.
To do another organization's payroll. I mean, rather than like IT or AP cash receiving, that's a little different.
Okay, all right, I will look into this and then come back. Okay, I1, election of officers.
What about
What about
H6?
H6?
I'm sorry. You're right, I wrote it in and well, Ryan, I guess that's you too.
Yeah, so H6 is appointing Joelle Foster, Deputy Treasurer of Scioto Township, as a signer to the Loch Alpine Sanitary Authority Bank of Ann Arbor account. That'll allow him to see, him as well as myself, to see any bounce payments and also make sure the payments are posted properly and that any other banking situations that come up can be resolved. So I'd make the motion to appoint, about that a lot. I make motion to authorize Joelle Foster to be added as a signer to the Bank of Ann Arbor Loch Alpine Sanitary Authority account.
I will second that.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
Okay.
All right,
It is adopted.
now on to the next item.
Thanks, Ryan.
Election of officer.
Oh, Ryan, I have a question. We got rid of Black Star, right?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Slowly working on it.
Okay.
Michael, we probably need to defer to coordinate with Michael and Colleen on that transition.
Yeah, probably after the new year, once they run this next billing batch through, and then we could probably get everything moved.
Or because we're not putting deposits yet into Bank of Ann Arbor, are we?
We are putting deposits in, but we don't have ACH set up.
Yeah.
Through Bank of Ann Arbor for LASA, so we can't do the batch ACH file.
Okay.
We'll get there.
And on that, it's always been kind of like the secretary's de facto job to approve the ACH. You know, when we get there, we should probably do formal board motion on that at some point.
All right. Thank you.
Sure. I1 is election of officers. We'll remember that back on January 6th, there was a motion by Brevant, support by D'Angelo to nominate Supervisor Carey as chair, Andrea Doring as vice chair, and Clerk Flynn as secretary for the period of calendar year 25. We're now coming to the end of the calendar year, so it would make sense to have either reappointed or reelected officers or newly elected officers for the body. I just, as a piece of introduction, I appreciate Supervisor D'Angelo being here. I'm a bit disappointed in the recent participation from Webster Township. there just hasn't been the participation attendance. That's something I would hope would improve in the next year.
Can I just one?
Yeah,
Just for today, it's just Jeff's on jury duty, he'd be here, right?
Oh.
So that's why we were talking about that, so.
yeah,
anyway.
no,
I was
I,
sick at one time
yeah,
too.
and I get
But
stuff
Tony-
happens. and
But
I
you're
miss
right
and
about
stuff.
Tony, so Tony is looking for a replacement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I'll say on my own behalf, I've been disappointed in the amount of legal fees we've incurred this year. I mean, we have situations that come up that we don't envision happening. I appreciate that. I've been frustrated with some of the communication here. Just difficulty in doing day-to-day simple things like answering phone calls, handling customer inquiries. I'm not gonna continue to serve here where this continues to go on. I'm just not. I'm just really, really frustrated and really wishing things were better, but I don't see that getting better with where we're at. And I've been really, really frustrated with this for a long time and how things have been handled. Some of the blame falls on me, some of the blame falls on the rest of us. And I'd ask people to figure it out because it's just not worked well this year.
Well, considering this is a new board and we took over, I mean, there's only Clerk Flintoff that's been here for 6 years, I believe, on this board, but not the rest of us. So I think overall that we have done the best that we could under these circumstances and taking over where we, there really wasn't communication to here, this is how we do things. We had to scramble. So overall, I think, we've done the best that we could under these circumstances.
Yeah, we need to keep writing policies and get this all down and so it works. Yeah, I totally agree with that things don't work and they need to get working. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so I guess here's a couple of thoughts. And I, certainly appreciate the things that are going on with some other members of the committee or the board. But we need as full of attendance, I guess, as we can to actually elect officers. I mean, yeah, we're only, I guess, supposed. I don't know. I don't love the idea of lame duck appointments or lame duck, nominations of people, especially if they're looking to get off. But
I'm not opposed to them. I'll just put that
I'm not
out there for
opposed
me.
to them if that's what we need to do, but I think us not answering the phone when we receive a report of an incident, then us not communicating about it, and then us finding out about a lot of other things because there's no communication has been beyond frustrating.
And I agree, there's been a lot of communication that's happened without sharing with the rest of the board as well. So I think we're all at fault and we can all do better. And also getting clear on what the roles are. Because there's a lot of overlap. There's been times when things have happened without, communication, emails went out without communication to others that had nothing to do with that person's role. So going through, we're talking about operations duties, getting clear on that. And we had some changes with AP and billing and whatnot. So we're getting clear on that. That hasn't been totally without issues.
And
Well, AP and cash
operations
receiving
committee
has
is
been
still
very slow.
ongoing, trying to
There's still
revise that.
invoices that are not from the outside, like we just talked about one earlier.
So I would say, I guess, one, Mike, and if your two colleagues were here, I would be saying this too. I would hope that you or other member of Webster would be willing to step up as chair for the coming year.
Okay.
And not to put you on the spot, I will say certainly, I'm willing to do whatever or nothing, either, any of we have 3 positions. We got chair, vice chair, and secretary. I would ask if Webster could step up into one or both of those, but at least the chairship for
And I
the
would
coming
like-
year.
And I would like to continue as chair, so keep that in mind as well.
Okay. I would oppose the continuing of Jillian's chair. I want to thank you, Jillian, for all the work you've put in this year. I think that we were not starting from zero, but again, communication, things are cantankerous, unnecessarily so. And so I would ask for a different type of leadership. I think sometimes, you know, and I really appreciate operations wise getting it together, because I agree with you, Andrea, we haven't. In the last, like, we had a gap of like a year or two, maybe more, but we're operations, and appreciate what you've brought to this board. But I do share, I think we all learned a lot from the experience of the unfortunate sewer backup incident, what policies we need, different protocols. But I just will say that when I was, you know, it was a, you know, Monday night at 5 or 6 p.m. at my desk, and I get a call from our insurance company about something that had happened almost a week before. It was just, we just can't do that. We can't have those instincts to not, you know, share information with each other when stuff's coming on. And there's a reason why LASA was formed, to be the responsibility of SIO and Webster's jointly, along with a 7th member. But we have, you know, the full infrastructure of both townships.
That was DEQ's, you know, pushed that on
Or
the
DEQ.
township. The DEQ pushed it on the townships because the subdivision owner was not doing their job.
That makes sense.
I would put my support with Jillian Carey continuing as chair
Okay.
personally.
Yes, and Clerk Flintoff, thank you for your opinion. However, there have been things that you have done. For example, you have told everybody for a couple years now that the articles are illegal. And you said that over and over again. You said it at board meetings, you said it here.
Jillian.
Excuse me, I'm still talking. I didn't interrupt you. And then in the minutes, that board meeting of the minutes, you didn't even include that.
What?
The
What are you even
conversation,
talking
the
about?
conversation regarding the illegal articles, it was totally missing from the minutes. I didn't say anything because I know that Webster Township does not want to get involved or be sucked into SIO drama.
Well, if there's
But,
changes to the minutes, we need to make them.
Yes, and at the time. So I brought that up, and then reading the minutes again, so it's like you're leaving things out that are important that should be included.
Well, that's why we have approved minutes. I will say, you know, and in fact, I thought it was interesting, including the October 2023 meeting. That is the meeting where the board directed our then attorney, LASA attorney, Jim Fink, to rewrite the articles. And that motion's right there.
That was my very first meeting.
And I will say, you know, he came back, and that when he sat down with me and John Kingsley and Dave Navarre, that was his recommendation. And so, again, you know.
Just because they're being rewritten doesn't mean they're illegal. That's totally different.
And that was part of Jim's conversation, that our new attorney has a different opinion. That happens. That's what we talked about.
And I did ask Jim Fink if the articles were illegal from what he said. And he said, no, some of it's inappropriate, but not illegal. And this
Okay.
is what we've been hearing over and over again.
No,
So, and then to go in front of the township board and say that I ran up the sewer issue to 6 figures, and I was like, what? So we went to the July 1st meeting, and I asked Matt Jane about that. He goes, well, who's throwing that out there? Because we haven't even heard back from the insurance company. So, you know, it's these things that you are saying that aren't true. They're not factually true, to stir things up, to come after me.
Jillian,
No,
I never
don't
said,
Jillian me.
I never said that the issue was up to 6 figures.
I did.
I may have said I was concerned it would get there,
No.
and I was.
then we can go back to the
And I am-
meeting and review that. But this is the thing, is instead of working together,
I am.
it's a
also-
constant attack.
It's,
May I
so,
speak?
I guess.
I would also appreciate when the SIO trustees speak about or have agenda items about LASA that everyone's notified that it's on the SIO trustee forum, because there was a bunch of motions the past year about LASA that were not also CC'd on the LAI board or my email.
are you talking about the articles?
I am,
That's,
there was
I don't know
there
what else you're
were,
talking
there
about.
was
the MOU.
the replacement of the LASA chair, the
That-
meeting with Matt Jane was not
None of those have been on the
Forest.
Scioto Township Board agenda.
on the trustees. They were all agenda items.
I know that's not accurate.
The attempt to remove the LASA chair email.
Yep, that was my
That was on
item.
the-
That was on the.
That was on the
board.
Scioto Township Board.
Yep, and
agenda.
I certainly, if I bring anything in the future, I will do my best to communicate
Yeah,
it. I can own that.
And certainly that was something where suddenly Scioto Township is having LASA emails. And we can't keep custody of it. That's never been what we've done. But the other matters, they really haven't been on the agenda. That's verifiable.
Andrea Lucan backup was on the SIA trustee.
Agenda, it was
agenda.
not. It was not. That is verifiably. True.
said-
I'd
and
love
in
to
the
know which
meetings?
meeting, yeah.
Yeah, which
I
meeting?
don't know which meeting it was on.
Sorry, Andrew, I'm not trying to, I
Just
just
so I
wanna
can
say, I
understand.
don't, I
We're-
don't,
We're interrupting each other.
Yeah, I'm
so
sorry.
No,
One
I'm
person
sorry.
can speak and then the
Okay.
next person, please.
Okay. I can get back to you on that subject.
that's okay, we can compare notes. I'd
Right.
be happy to talk to you.
Okay, so is there, I guess, a motion to table this? Or do we need a motion to table this?
I would like to. There's a reason. First of all, I really would like Jeff here for this because as I am learning in my personal role as the supervisor of Webster Township, I need mentors and Jeff is one of them. And he has run boards before. So, and I do trust him. He would run, if you want to do it now, we could nominate him. He'll kill me. But like, and then I just don't know. Because right now I'm at this really weird loss of I can't offer you a third person,
Right,
right? Like, so yeah, I'd like to table it. I'm hoping next week, Tony will hopefully, tell the Webster Township people here's who I would like to replace me, and then I'll have somebody.
okay,
And then, it'll almost be a little like last year too, right? But at least,
that'd be great. If you anticipate that you guys might have a third
yeah,
person
that's
soon.
kind of my, yes,
Okay,
so.
I'm fine with that. I
okay.
unfortunately was expecting this to be over in an hour, so I have another commitment. I'm right at 5 o'clock. I have to leave for, so.
Okay.
Good
Thanks,
evening.
Ryan.
thanks, Ryan.
Okay, so.
So the last agenda item, Michael, are you?
So I would
Oh,
just
I'm
make
sorry,
a
that's right.
motion to table, just
I'd
to,
move, okay. so-
Okay.
And then,
Aye.
okay. I'll put Flintoff as moving and D'Angelo second.
Okay,
That's okay.
sounds good.
Okay, thank you.
okay, we can, sorry.
Okay, I2, possible action, BSNA online public records search for LASA utility customers.
I love that.
So can they pay their bills or is this
What?
just a lookup?
No, sorry, let's let Michael.
Only a
explain.
look. Hello, all. This is an ongoing request to take a look at just the online public record search. This would not have any payment capabilities. They would be able to look up their bill, print their bill, look at their history, etc. It's a very useful tool for do-it-yourself.
Michael, how much does it cost?
It's in the packet there. There's
Oh, right here.
no cost
So does that
Customer.
incur a year? I'm sorry, I saw that, but is that a year?
There's a setup cost, a one-time setup cost, and then there is an annual fee,
Okay,
annual support fee. Somewhere, I want to say, a little over $1,000, $1,200 a month, or I mean a year, 12 to
Excellent.
1,400 ongoing.
oh yeah, I see it, sorry, I'm so sorry, I see it.
I
Thank you, Michael.
apologize.
I think page 67, okay.
So,
Oh, yeah.
wait a minute,
Okay,
Michael, just to be clear, it's, initial setup and training, 2,720, is that what?
Correct.
Okay, and then annual maintenance and support after would be 1,720.
okay.
Yes, that's the right number. It's a little
Okay.
higher than-
Okay, good.
So, Michael, thanks for getting this quote. I'm very supportive of this and know it'll really be a benefit. We've spent a lot of time talking to Matt James at BSNA and his various quotes for various projects. And so I don't know if you've had the pleasure of going back and forth with him yet on this proposal, but I'm noticing at the cost summary that he's basing it on an approximate population of 7,433.
Really?
Top of the quote, page 2 of your quote, cost summary.
Okay.
And I'm wondering,
Oh, yeah.
see that
Yeah.
population of 7,433. On a, thank Kathleen Brandt for pointing this out. With only, 550-ish customers, I'm wondering, can we get a better deal?
I can certainly inquire. I don't think we have the population living in those 535 houses to include 7,000. I didn't see that on there, and I will definitely inquire. Yeah,
I just wonder if they might even have a lower amount for us.
I can check on that. I would say that the setup is not going to be, setup would require the same amount of work, whether it's 500 or it's 7,000. But as far as the ongoing traffic on the site, that may be lower. And I will definitely check on that. So if you'd like, I can get back with him and give you a yes or no on whether that price would be adjusted. And then we can get that on the agenda.
Okay.
Can I ask a question, Michael? The
Yes.
program customization options, I'm just trying to understand, what is custom OCR scan line?
Which line are you looking at?
Under program customization,
I'm looking here. Well,
Page 7,
what page is that?
page 7.
page 5,
Sorry, page 5, I'm sorry.
that's okay, yeah, it says 5 of 7, optional items.
Page 68 of the packet.
I am looking. Oh, there's really no program customization other than their setup, because we're not asking for any payment setup or anything like that. This is simply the public record search. I will confirm that. This is a pretty straightforward lighting up the web-based web version of BSNA Online. So we're not asked for anything fancy here. And I will confirm that that is the case as well.
So we'll put this back on the agenda for January.
Okay.
I think this is great, though, I just want to make sure we're getting the best possible price.
I understand, and I will check with him. And I may have had a conversation. This has been out hanging out there for a year or so.
Okay,
told me that that's their basic, the price doesn't get any lower, but I will confirm both of those things for you and get you an answer. Hopefully we can move forward in this on January.
Awesome. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now it's time for public comment. This is the time for members of the public to speak to the LASA board for up to 5 minutes on any matter. Kathleen?
Hello, Kathleen Brandt, Scioto resident. In this quotation, I did note that they had grossly overestimated the number of users. And I believe there's something in here regarding training. I don't think training is needed at all. I just clicked the link on Scioto Township when I was resident. It said, go here. I didn't need any training. It was so obvious what was going on. All of the members here should have access already to BSNA. So I would encourage you to also look at their quotation that includes training. Does it make sense?
Is the training for residents or is it for employees?
Doesn't matter. Everybody knows how to use it. It doesn't matter.
I do
Should
actually
you
have
look up your
BSNA
top
access.
taxes on BSNA?
Yeah, I've done it on PSNA. It's actually pretty easy.
Yeah,
They don't have any-
no, it's a fair point, and we had a little BSNA working group here where we were kind of digging into some of these quotes, and these are good, worthwhile questions. We charge a little bit for everything.
Okay. Anyone online?
Yes. Hey, Jonathan Greenberg.
The hits keep coming. It's really uncomfortable to watch people I used to respect behave this way. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Thank you, Jonathan. Any other public comment? Seeing none.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn at 4:47?
I will move.
Support?
All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Thanks. Oh, God.
You're adjourned.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Oh, sure, really?
You do that?
You wanna,
Normally, it either winds up in my like,
souvenir?
no. This I take. This I put on my board, because otherwise I'll forget.
Okay.
I mean, I can't.